Hello, welcome, Satnam, to another evening of witnessing. Thank you for joining me. If you are familiar with what we are doing, I welcome you back. If you are new to this series, we are engaging in what we call practical spirituality. My passion is to make spirituality real and practical for our everyday lives. Only then it has any purpose. It has any meaning for our psyche, for our minds, and for our lives. Otherwise, we float on the surface with a concept. And that is something I encourage students to stay away from. So welcome. Thank you for joining me. For a change today, we have one live audience in the studio as well. So I'm very happy to have that energy exchange. All right, if you are joining in, say hello to me. I enjoy seeing everybody, a lot of you, especially who are returning each week. I am deeply thankful that you are finding this conversation engaging. So as we come in, say hello, and then get into your seat. Hopefully you're sitting on the floor, if possible, if not on a chair. And place your hands on your thighs if you're on the chair. If you're on the floor, place your hands on the knees. Close your eyes and roll the shoulders back and down. Just take a moment and roll the shoulders a couple of times. Just loosen up the upper neck, shoulder area. We hold a lot of tension in the space. Just close your eyes, take a few breaths, roll the shoulders. And when you feel they're a little loose, relax the shoulders back and down. And now allow your gaze to focus through the middle of the forehead. Now begin to observe your breath, and consciously on your inhale, allow the belly to expand. And draw that expansion into your heart, into your shoulders, opening the throat a little. And gently exhale, relax the shoulders, relax the chest, and draw the navel all the way in towards the spine. That's your complete exhale. And then begin again, slowly inhaling, observing, witnessing your breath. Both on the inhale as well as the exhale. Acknowledging that your entire existence is alive because of this in-breath and out-breath. And this is one of the most ignored gifts that the universe keeps on giving you till the day you die. Acknowledge that in this moment. Acknowledge the preciousness of the gift of breath. Allow that in-breath to be complete. Receive that gift fully. And allow the out-breath to be complete. Letting everything go. This is the play of existence, the attaching and the letting go. The attaching and the letting go. And with each inhale and exhale, that lesson repeats itself within you. So give yourself the opportunity to learn from this lesson today. Flow with your breath. When the inhale comes in, go ahead and attach to life. And with each out breath, give yourself permission to let go, release, unattach. Keep a few breaths strong and deep. Fully conscious, fully aware of yourself, of your body, of everything that's taking place within you in this moment. Fully accepting everything that is taking place in your environment around you, not wanting anything to be different. Just becoming present to everything. Keep the breath going and begin to rub the palms together. We will tune in the traditional way with Kundalini Yoga mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Press the palms together. Press the thumbs against the sternum. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. And let's inhale deeply to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Please take a deep inhale. Suspend the breath. Continue to gaze at the middle of the forehead between the brows. Just pause here and observe yourself. Witness yourself. And very gently exhale. Relax the breath. Relax the palms. And welcome back. Good to see you, Scott and Tony. And I know a few of you had emailed me during the week regarding this conversation that we began last Friday about witnessing our armor. The beauty of this armor is that we don't even know that we are wearing it. Maybe we are aware of it when we first put it on. And for most of us, this armor gets created, it gets custom built for us in our childhood. Last Friday, we talked about a few things that cause that armor to build. But one thing I wanted to bring to your notice is that no one is without an armor. It's almost like it's a necessary gadget for us to be able to exist and survive in the physical realm. So take a moment, close your eyes, check in with yourself before we step any further. Can you recognize a few of your defense mechanisms? Few of your coping mechanisms? My definition of an armor is a combination of these two things. Your protective mechanisms and your coping mechanisms. Be real, be honest, be authentic with yourself, slowing your breath down. And if something comes to your mind, comes to your awareness, acknowledge that for yourself. Take ownership of it. Only then we can affect any change. We can never affect any change in a state of denial. So right here, right now, as you being your own witness, knowing that you cannot escape from yourself, you will always be able to see and witness yourself. Are you willing and ready to acknowledge some of the armor that you are wearing? Are you willing to acknowledge the weight of this armor? If life feels heavy to you, then you are dragging something. Check in with yourself if you can recognize something. You're welcome to share some with me as well. I love having that back and forth awareness of what you are feeling, what you are dealing with, so I can address that in my conversation as well. So last Friday, we talked about how every soul, not just the human soul, but soul in an animal, in a plant, in a sea creature, anything that is alive, anything that is born and dies, has a soul within it. And the soul comes with some innate composition within itself, innate capacities. And we talked about one of the capacities that in the Vedic times we called Shakti, power, is called Ichha Shakti. Ichha Shakti means something that has the will, the desire to live and evolve, or to fulfill what it came here to do. That power, that innate capacity, is embedded in our soul itself, which is what also gives us the resilience to keep going instead of immense amount of hardship. I mean, that is something that you have to be in awe of as a human species. We have gone through really challenging times as a human species. What we are collectively going through right now, it seems challenging, but we have dealt with much, much worse in the past. And yet here we are, resilience. That resilience comes because of the power innate within the soul called the Ichha Shakti. The second power that the soul comes in with is called Prana Shakti. Prana means life force. As long as there is life force behind your willpower, behind your desire, you will be motivated to step into what you need to step into. The third thing that you innately come with within this life is called Jnana Shakti. Gyan means an innate knowledge. I know deep within myself, maybe my mind cannot pick up on it, but within me, I know who I am. I know what I want to do in this lifetime. For most of us, this Jnana Shakti gets deeply veiled because of the armors that we had taken on, maybe through childhood or maybe even in adulthood. But most of our armors are coming in from childhood. When I meet a lot of adults, I work with a lot of people, one thing that surprises me is how we continue to wear these armors that we have actually outgrown. We've outgrown these armors, but we continue to wear them. So conjure up this picture in your mind. Would you be wearing clothes from when you were 5 years old? What would that look like? I know you have a smile on your face right now. But if you could see yourself in the mirror, if you could truly see beyond just the surface and you could see your armor, you might find that a lot of the armor that you are still wearing is completely outdated. It is out of style, and it doesn't fit you any longer. That is the only reason you're tuning into this class. Otherwise, you would not be spending your Friday evening looking at this class. You'd be browsing YouTube for other fun entertainment material. This is entertainment too, I promise you, but it is not entertainment for your senses or your egoic self, but it's a lot of entertainment for the soul. So let's keep a light heart around it. I'm happy to see you, Joelle, Geeta, welcome. Feel free to once again share your comments, your experiences about your own observations throughout the class. So we began last Friday by acknowledging that we create these protection and coping mechanisms because one or more of our sacred rights, the soul's sacred rights, gets breached. And a few of them, I can actually rattle them off instead of writing them again. We have a right to feel safe. We have a right to feel harmony. We have a right to want prosperity. We have the right to love and to be loved. We have the right to want attention. We have a right to receive respect. We have a right to have a place to belong, a feeling of belonging. We have a right for comfort. We have a right to feel. We have a right to express. We have a right to want freedom. We have a right to experience. We have a right to learn. We have a right to live. We have a right to evolve. This is something that is assumed by the soul that it will have in order to grow. Another thing I'll give you a picture about is an acorn, a seed. Think of any seed. You will normally see that the seed mostly has a protective covering. It's a hard shell around it. So if you take the example of an acorn, yes, that hard shell is going to continue to be there, protecting and surrounding the program, the algorithm that sits within it. And until the environment is right, the temperature is right, the right amount of nutrition is present, the ground is fertile, that shell is going to continue to protect the fragile possibility of an oak tree. But when the situation is right, that shell, that hard shell, cracks open, and a tiny, delicate little seedling appears from within it and begins to set its roots, the beginning of manifestation of what it can possibly become begins to happen. The beginning of possibility of an oak tree begins to take shape. That delicate potential exists within all of us. And I acknowledge it is very delicate. All of these needs of the soul that I just rattled off, these are very delicate needs. Notice how delicate they are. The need to express, the need to love and be loved, the need to learn. But most of us souls, when we are dropped in a body, notice what happens. A lot of us don't receive that congenial environment to immediately shed our shell and begin to sprout and take root. Most of us are challenged in that. So this armor that I'm talking about is a natural process. And for this, our egoic self was given to us. Our ego was given to us. That ego is that hard shell that protects us, that protects the potential within us. But the problem is that as we grow from being a child, as we grow from a time where we're just learning to figure out how to survive and operate in the physical world, we continue to engage the ego for protection even after we have become an adult. That's when the armor becomes a problem. That's when our protection becomes our prison. Just take a moment, sit with that. Something that you needed to create in a moment where you were challenged and you didn't have the capacity to deal with that challenge. You didn't know how. You didn't have the emotional strength. You didn't have the physical strength. It is natural. That's how nature set it up within us. The shell is going to come out and protect that fragile soul. that is holding the potential. And that is okay, that is normal. The problem that we see in the world right now is that everybody is still keeping that armor on as an adult. They are locked in that armor, and it's almost like that armor got glued to your identity. And you can't tell if it's your skin or if it's your armor. And God forbid something comes in to challenge that armor. Something that shows up, a circumstance shows up that wants you to rip off that armor. Notice how painful it is for you. Notice you will do anything to keep that armor on. This world that we live in is a sea of armors. We don't really interact with humans. We interact with armors. Everybody is operating from behind a veil. And there's moats and castles and crocodiles in between to protect you. As long as everything is good, comfort is there, you're willing to peek out of your armor every once in a while. But it is sad to see that we continue to create relationships while still in our armors. We want to be intimate with each other, but from behind our armors. If that was not the truth, then there would be no problems in relationships. Then vulnerability would be rejoiced in. It would be celebrated. Don't you want that? Deep down, each one of us want that. We want our vulnerability to be honored, respected, supported. And we want somebody else to be equally vulnerable with us. But when we don't receive that, we keep our armor on so that we can deal with their armor. So in a way, we are all encouraging each other to keep that armor. I'm just checking in to see if you guys are having any questions. No questions so far. That's wonderful. Or maybe not. Or is it an armor that doesn't want to talk about the armor? Just checking in. So let's see which direction we want to take now. Few things to know about our own physical armor, emotional armor, and psychological armor. We can protect ourselves in all three areas. And a lot of them, these three, actually interlink. So a few points that I made here was that the armor is self-created. We might be able to blame someone else for it. Because of that, I had to create this to protect myself. That's okay. But taking ownership that I created this armor, therefore, I have the power to take it off. This is very empowering. I created it. No one else created it. No one else can create it for you. So I am the only person who can actually take it off. Your parents can't take it off for you. Your spouse cannot take it off for you. Your teacher cannot take it off for you. Your loving pet cannot take it off for you. You drop it just for a moment in the presence of your pet, I know that, but put it right back on. The pain of the innocent essence getting ruptured is the most acutely painful sensation. This fragile potential within us, this essence of who we are, it is so soft, it is so delicate. And if any of you who are listening, if you've had that experience that as a child, it was ruptured, it was betrayed by someone who was supposed to protect you, you know what I'm talking about. You know that feeling of pain, the searing pain. It is more painful than any physical hurt. And your mind, because your mind deals with the senses, it doesn't know how to even perceive or how to catalog this pain. There are no physical wounds. There's no abrasions. But it is felt so deep within that the first thing that we do as a child, anytime we feel that rupture, we lock our heart. We take our essence, we put it in that heart cave, and not the physical heart, I'm talking about the heart chakra, the energetic center. And we put a giant padlock on it. That is the first layer of protection that we create. And then over time, we continue to create more and more layers around it. Maybe hoping that someday you won't have to do that. And the purpose of these classes that I am engaging with you in is to remind you that now it is time to look at all of those veils, all of those protection layers, and ask yourself, what layer of protection are you now willing and ready to let go and give up? At this time, so all of us who are probably watching and listening to this class are adults now, yes, I'm hoping. If not, maybe young adults. So great, you are saving years. What you dealt with as a child that created an armor for you, that got that lock on to your heart. What spirituality does, it challenges that lock. It challenges those castles, those prison walls. That's what real spirituality does. Most people, when they come to our classes or to the realm of spirituality, initially we are all seeking healing, just some healing from the pain, from some existential pain that we are feeling, that we can't name or touch or describe. I know I came to it myself from that route. I just wanted some relief. And most people, after they receive the relief, the early stages of relief from spirituality and chanting and meditation, they go right back into their life. The kind of work that I am urging you to do today and through these classes is the work to challenge your deeper concepts. So the first thing I'm going to invite you to look at today is that the armors that you received or created as a child, do you have the capacity to take off those armors and put them on? If you have the capacity to take off those armors and put them back on at your will, please again know that there is no problem with armors. We do need our physical, emotional, and psychological armors, our barriers, in order to engage in this world, because you don't know at what time you're going to be dealing with which situation. It is important to have them. I just want to make that very clear up front. So please don't have the idea that spirituality requires you to take off all your armors and just walk around like a snail without a shell. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, do you have the capacity to take off the armor at will and then put it back if you need to? Or is it glued to you? That's what I want you to observe. Check in with yourself. Do you sleep with your armor? Do you wake up with your armor? Do you engage in interpersonal relationships with your armor? Check in on all those. If you are, then I bet you feel a very deep level of loneliness within you. Because like I said, that which at one point was protecting you might be now becoming your prison. Another thing I want you to work with today is to start with just recognizing one kind of a protection or coping mechanism that you have brought into your world. An armor that was created from a lack of safety. Close your eyes for a moment and meditate on this word, safety. Allow your mind to go back to your earliest memories. Feel the environment that you grew up in. What are your memories telling you about how safe or unsafe you felt in that environment? I bet a lot of what's coming to your awareness are more like somatic feelings instead of even words. Because back then, all you could have was a physical somatic feeling of something. Your intellect hadn't yet developed enough to create words around those feelings. And if as adults we haven't taken the time to process that past, then we still haven't put words to those feelings, which means those feelings are still running your system. Your lack of safety, which is one of your sacred rights. We have a need for physical safety, emotional safety, and psychological safety. What does that look like? What does physical safety look like to your child self? If you have a pen and paper around you, make notes. To your child self, what does physical safety look like? Is it abundance of food, shelter, clothing? What else? Safe from physical harm? If any of you as a child have experienced violence in your environment, either towards you or if not towards you, you got to witness it in the tones of the adults in your life. You got to hear it in the physical actions. So even witnessing that in your environment can make the soul, that energetic system, spiral inwards instead of wanting to go outwards. And that is the beginning of that veiling, that distortion. Physical safety. See if you have anything that shows up for you. This is the time for you to process this for you. Put words to some of those feelings that are somatic in your body. We will also do a Kriya today that will help you come to more clarity, converting the somatic feeling into actual words so you can process them. Emotional safety. What does emotional safety look like to your child self? Feel it, just feel it in your body, slowing your breath down. What should it have looked like, and what did you receive? Now, as an adult, somebody who's self-aware, can you articulate that? For a child, emotional safety shows up in the tones and the words of those around them. It shows up in the touch. A lot of it is nonverbal. It shows up if they have a patient guiding influence around them. Someone who is patiently willing to guide them through their mistakes, through their ignorance, without making them feel that they are ignorant. Isn't that something that we all long for even as an adult? And we do such a great job hiding it. And one of that veiling coping mechanism is that we portray to the world, I know how it's done, I know how to work this world. I know that sham, I see that sham all the time. So check in with these words. Nurturing tones, nurturing touch, patient guidance. This is what gives us that emotional sense of well-being and safety. And if that was not present for you, you will find that your armor is reciprocal to the level of safety that you were deprived of. It matches in opposition. The greater the betrayal, the greater the lack of that safety, the stronger that armor. Psychological safety. For me, I feel psychological safety feels or gets created when we feel respected, when we feel honored, when we feel seen and heard. When we feel respected, when our presence, our existence feels honored, we get a feeling, yes, you belong here. You are welcome here. But a slight sensation of unwelcome that the body or the senses experience creates an opposition with the soul. Because remember, the soul is always wanting to move outwards. It's wanting to experience the world. It has the Ichha Shakti, the drive, the will to belong here. And your environment is telling you you don't belong here. So there's a equal and opposing force that happens within you. And therefore the creation of the armor. These armors are very subtle, and like I said, a lot of them are probably have become your skin. To do this work, you will have to truly want to look at the pain. You will have to want to resolve and undo and release what you hold as your identity. Your past stories become a part of your identity, and they continue to encourage you to keep your armor on. So it's a bit of a complicated web. But notice, all of those 4 forgetfulnesses that we talked about in the beginning of this series, the first one being mistaking the unreal for real. Notice how we can do that with this armor. When the past plays itself as your reality, present day reality, that environment isn't present here any longer. You are an adult in charge of your life, at least in this country. It's hard to say that about other countries, but in this country, you as an adult have the freedom to lead your life the way you want to. But what is stopping you? What holds you back? What keeps pulling you back? It will be the stories that are playing from your childhood in your present day life. So there's the first veiling, that's the first veiling, which is mistaking the not real, the unreal for the real. That's how Maya starts to get created. The imprisonment within our armor has become our home. Please hear this. Your armor, your imprisonment has become your home. That's the second veiling, the second mistaking, that Maya mirage that gets created. When we mistake the painful for comfort. You are mistaking your armor as your home. So if somebody comes, they invite you to take your armor off. They challenge your armor. Instead of taking it away, you continue to defend it. That's where we start to make these choices that distort our life. Your armor identity has become your primary identity. Your armor identity, this thing that you are using as protection and to engage the world with, has somewhere, somehow, become your real identity. And you have forgotten your real self. This is the third veiling. Mistaking the not self as self. Mistaking the not self as self. Another mirage. The armor was meant to be there to protect you temporarily until you develop the capacity to manage the environment for yourself, either by resolving it, solving it, or releasing it, unattaching from it. There is the fourth mirage, the fourth mistake. When we mistake the temporary for the permanent. This was meant to be temporary. Yet you assume this is permanent, and this is how it has to be. You tell your friends, this is how it has to be. I can expose who I really am to anyone. But that is a choice that you make for your life. To become free of this mirage means there needs to be courage to say, I refuse to engage in these mirages anymore. This is not my home. The armor is not my home. It is temporary. I can put it on, I can take it off. It is painful to be in my armor for as long as I have to be there. Peter and I talk about it a lot of times. I mean, we are grateful to have made the choices to be with someone that we can be vulnerable with, where we don't have to put our armor on. And that vulnerability is so beautiful. It's very delicate. Please know, anything that's precious in life, anything that's real in life, will always be delicate. Therefore, you have to care for it. That's what your senses are for. That's what your mind was given to you for. To care for it, to protect it, to nurture it. Each one of us have the ability to nurture ourselves now, today, as a human being. And if you don't know how to nurture, then you can learn how to nurture. If you have a pet and you tell me that you don't know how to nurture, then I could call you a liar. because you do know how to nurture, but you just refuse to turn that nurturing towards yourself. And that itself is an armor, because you don't know what to do with that nurturing. You don't know what to do with love. So you continue to engage in fake love, synthetic love, pleasurable love. I think I handed you quite a bit. Let me take a few questions here. Tony says, are there any types of armor that can be useful as an adult? Oh yes, like I said, in every situation, you are dealing with a different set of human projections. This world that we live in, we have so many facets within one single human being. So you could be meeting people at different levels, at different stages. You can still continue to be you, but you can, like I said, just keep your armor with you. Don't just toss it in the trash. Keep your armor with you. You can continue to protect yourself if you need to, but the more you practice being yourself, you find that more and more you don't need it anymore, because there's an inner strength that gets developed.
Sometimes that repression from the external environment
Mm-hmm.
probably increase that desire from the soul.
Absolutely. That's what I get to see all the time. So Yasmin just shared that sometimes the repression of your environment can also sprout the urge to throw something off. Yes? That is what that's how all of us get into the spiritual realm, don't we? We are sick and tired of something. Yeah.
That desire is so strong that brings us to that point that we're ready.
That's it. Therefore, as far as the soul is concerned, there's no problem. It's very patient. And that is where the idea of reincarnation came from too. So the yogis would say, the soul has forever. It just continues to take on bodies and shed bodies, like it's taking on a garment and then taking that garment off and getting another one. But it can keep going on like that forever and ever and ever until its soul's agenda is fulfilled. Right? And the beauty of it is, anyone who has gone through a deeper spiritual process, just beyond just the superficial healing, they will tell you that it takes courage, it takes endeavor to go through these layers that continue to sprout up. Right? The soul keeps showing you resolve one thing, it shows you another thing. Yes? Through the early stages of each stage of your evolution, you will need protection. And the same process begins again. The ego protects you when you're learning something new. Yes? When you go into a different new environment, you need the ego to protect you. You need your armor. You need your mask. But once you figure it out and figure yourself out, you can take it off.
And awareness is the key.
The awareness is the key. This inner strength is the key. You cannot take your armor off. Your ego will not let you take your armor off until the inner strength has built up. That inner adult has shown up. Yes, you all look like adults from the physical body, but the adult in emotional IQ, that has not shown up. It is not going to let you take out that armor off. It's a very interesting process. I hope that answered that for you, Tony. There was another one. Kate says, I wandered from home at a very young age, 2 years, and a man brought me home. It was much later that I would worry when separated from my family in a crowd. So the memory, the somatic memory still remained, even though you were only 2. That's what I said. Your intellect can't really process it, but your body remembers. So anytime you are away from your family, you got separated, possibly even now, check in with yourself. Does it create a huge level of rift if there is some discord within your family, or it feels like somebody's going to leave or wander away or get lost? You will have the exact same experience, somatic experience within your body, unless you process it and release it. That's how we can change it. Awesome. Thank you, Kathleen. I think that's all the questions we have for today. Yeah. So, we began this series with bringing to your awareness what the age-old yogis would say, that all Maya, all distortion is created out of those four mirages. Unreal for the real, mistaking the pleasureful or mistaking the painful as pleasureful, mistaking the non-self as self, mistaking the temporary as permanent. So pick one of your armors, just one. Something that you are aware of. Yes, I have this and I don't know how to get rid of this. And this is my assignment to you for the rest of the week. Take that one and meditate on it and check in against these four mirages. Unreal for the real. Am I mistaking that? Am I mistaking my past for my present? Even if you start to change that, if you alter that, the whole program will shift for you. Sometimes it's as easy as that. Just being able to witness it and going, duh, why was I playing my old story in my present life? It is not even valid anymore. The environment is not the same. The environment isn't harsh anymore. I have created an environment where I can nurture myself. So now I can let go of the shell. Even though I'm delicate, it's okay. I can plant those roots in, and I can trust that that Ichha Shakti within me, the Prana Shakti within me, the Jnana Shakti within me will take care of me. That's called surrender. But not without inner strength, not without awareness. Do not let go of the shell without your own inner awareness. Your awareness will be your protection. Check it out, practice, observe, journal, and see what comes up for you. You're welcome to email me, priya@seventhchakrayoga.com, and I would love to read about what your process is. All right, we're going to go through a short kriya, but the kriya is meant to evoke and open up some of these deeper somatic experiences that are held in your body. And then we'll do a meditation that will help you release some of that. Let go, just as simple as that, within the next 20 minutes. Let's see what we can do. All right, come sitting up. Hopefully you are on the floor, or you can get on the floor. Make some room around you. I will do the same. All right. Just have your sit bones on the floor. Begin with your hands on your knees and begin to circle from the base of the spine. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. First thing you want to do, the beginning of any spiritual practice, is connect with your breath. When you consciously connect with your breath, it takes you to your truth. Make friends with your breath. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Deepen your breath. Make sure your ears can hear the sound of your breath. Kathleen says, what's the name of the kriya, Priya? The name of the kriya is Kriya for Tolerance. Now reverse direction of the circle. Still continue to inhale forward, exhale back. Continue to connect, hold onto the hand of your breath. Trust your breath. It will always take you to the right source within you. This is one place you can shed your armor and trust your breath fully and completely. Beautiful. Keep deepening the breath. Keep activating that inner awareness. And now inhale in the center, spine tall, suspend the breath. Exhale through the nose. Relax the breath. Keep your eyes closed. Just stay here. Breathe normally, naturally. Keeping your hands on your knees still, begin to flex the spine. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Let's get some energy going through the spine. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Eyes are closed, gazing at the third eye point. Once you've observed the posture, close your eyes, make it your own journey. Watch what's happening in your body. All this information is sitting in your body. So don't look outwards, look inwards. Inhale, center, spine tall, apply a gentle mulband or root lock, drawing the rectum, sex organs, navel, in and up. Gaze at the third eye point. Hold. Exhale, relax the breath. Natural, normal breath here, allowing the belly to expand on the inhale. Drawing it in towards the spine on the exhale. Continue to sit in a cross-legged position. You're welcome to sit on a bolster or a pillow if that helps keep your spine tall. We're going to get into a bear grip. Left palm facing up. Right hand hooks into the left, just like this, making a hook. And pull your palms, trying to separate them, but you can. So there's a bit of tension there. The sides of the palms are going to come and press into your navel point, which is just a little bit below your belly button. Right there. All right. Keep the spine tall, chest lifted, chin slightly drawn in. Just like this. All right. Just observe for now. You're going to inhale, filling the belly, filling the chest, filling the shoulders, and suspend your breath. Pause that breath for 4 rounds of Sat Nam. You'll be able to hear it. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Now exhale, relaxing the chest, drawing the navel in. Hold the breath out, suspend the breath out for 4 rounds of Sat Nam. After you paused, then you count the Sat Nams. Keep going, keep repeating the cycle. Inhaling, pausing, holding for 4 rounds of Sat Nam. Exhaling, holding the breath out. Allow your mind to go through that challenge of gazing at yourself, observing, witnessing whatever is taking place, whatever is showing up. And please finish the last round. Inhale and suspend the breath. Hold for as long as you can comfortably hold. And when you're ready, gently exhale, relax the breath, relax the hands, open the palms on the knees, keep the heart lifted. Allow natural full breath, conscious breath in the body. You might find that your heartbeat has picked up. That is intentional. We have challenged the ego a little bit. We purposefully put your body in states that it perceived danger. So it's fully active right now. And yet it's a little surrendered at the same time. All right. Let's channel our energy through all of the chakras with the Sat Kriya. Sitting on your heels if possible. If you cannot sit on your heels, you can continue to remain in easy pose. Bring your arms out by the sides and raise them up. Interlace the fingers, index finger pointed, thumbs are crossed. Beautiful. Roll the shoulders back and down. Draw your chin in ever so slightly. You're going to chant along with the mantra. On the Sat, you will draw your navel in. Nam, you will release it. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, and begin whenever you're ready. Sat, Nam, 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 Sat, Nam. Beautiful. The movement is only at the navel. Do your best to not pull your shoulders up. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. Keep going. Last 30 seconds. Do your best. Keep up. Challenge the egoic self. Break its armor. Keep going. Even if the arms hurt, keep going. I promise your arms will not fall off. You will not injure yourself. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath. Apply a root lock, mulban, drawing the rectum, sex organs, navel, in and up. Focus at the crown. Hold, hold, hold. Exhale, slowly sweep the arms down. Open the palms on your thighs. Keep the heart lifted. Have a gentle smile on your face and just breathe and observe what's taking place in your body. Inhale, exhale, and slowly stretch the legs out in front of you. Let me demonstrate the next posture. You're going to have your hands behind you. I recommend having the fingers in towards yourself. Legs are together, toes are pointed. Roll the shoulders back and down, and when you're ready, bend the elbows slightly and raise the legs about 45 to 60 degrees. Keep the chest lifted as well. Now stay in this posture, eyes are closed, begin breath of fire. If this posture is difficult for you, you can bend the knees slightly and grab a hold from behind the legs. It's okay if your legs shake. There's no problem with the legs shaking. Do your best. Hold this posture for as long as you can. If you need to pause, if you need to rest, if you need to take a break, do so. Get back into it again. If anybody who's doing this Kriya with me, if you are on your moon cycle or pregnant, don't do breath of fire. Switch to long, slow, deep breathing. Just breathing. And ideally keep your knees bent. Beautiful. The rest of you, keep the legs straight. Challenge that comfort zone within you. Keep up. Bring that willpower, that Ichha Shakti. Invoke it from within you. I'm keeping up. I promise you, we're not here for too long. Last few seconds. Inhale, suspend the breath. Hold, hold, smile. Exhale, relax the legs down, shake the legs out, and come sitting up. Cross-legged again. Keep the spine tall, hands on the knees, and you're going to just pulse your navel with breath of fire. And as you do so, I want you to look at one or more of the armors that are visible to you. And continue to do the breath of fire as you gaze at that armor. We are clearing. The breath of fire is very clearing. It's almost like it can use heat and become a catalyst for change. It can effect change deep in the cells of your body. Visualize the armor and do the breath of fire. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath and continue to gaze at yourself. whatever you see, whatever you witness. Exhale, relax the breath. Be with yourself for a few moments. All right. Staying in easy pose, make fists of both hands. You're going to do a strong punching motion. And it has to be a strong punch that you can feel all the way in the shoulder and the elbow. It should shake you. So you don't just want to just be doing a soft punch, strong punch. With your eyes closed, visualize that shield, that wall that you created for protection. But now it feels like like a prison wall. I want you to punch that wall down with all your power from your navel point. Your breath is strong. Your breath will almost become like a breath of fire. Keep the chest open and lifted. Like you're facing something with courage. Strong breath, strong breath. Come on, give it all your power. Punch. It should feel like your upper body and your arms are getting tired. We want that. So come on, keep putting more, keep putting more. Bring up that Ichha Shakti, that willpower. You were born with it. Activate it now, invoke it. If at any point you feel too tired to go any longer, take a pause, place your hands on your heart, take a few breaths, and then get back into it again. You got this. Few more seconds. Punch, punch, punch. Stronger. Last few seconds, as strongly as you can punch. Come on, give it your all. You got this. Inhale, extend both the arms out. Apply a root lock. Gaze at the crown. Draw the energy up the spine. Hold, hold, hold. Smile. Exhale, relax the arms down. Palms open on the knees. Heart lifted. Smile on your face. Breathe. Watch what this experience is doing in your body. Feel this lightness that you might be feeling right now. That release, that lightness is because you just dropped something heavy within you. It's an invisible thing, but you dropped it. Breathe into that lightness. Feel your heart space. See if it feels different in this moment. Inhale. Exhale. Last little exercise. Take your hands, bring them around your ankles. Make a nice strong grip around your ankles. This is a two-part movement, so just observe first. It's forward, back, shoulders up, shoulders down. So you can go at two different paces, see what works for you. Or you can go at this pace. I would recommend the first pace. So on the Sat, you're doing the inhale, exhale. On the Nam, you're doing the shoulders up, shoulders down. Beautiful. Make it a dance, a strong rhythmic dance. Rhythm is a very powerful tool to resynchronize your mind, to resynchronize your emotions, to clear depression. So let your body move in this rhythm with your breath, with the mantra. If at any point you feel lightheaded, pause, place your hands on your heart, breathe, then get back into it again. Keep deepening your breath. Don't go back to automatic breathing. Conscious breath, each one. Conscious, real, authentic. Beautiful. Don't give up now. This journey is not for someone who can give up easily. That's when spirituality becomes real for you. So keep up. Keep that connection with your breath and everything will be good. Last 15 seconds. And please inhale with the shoulders up. Apply a root lock, rectum, sex organs, navel, in and up. Draw the energy up the spine, gaze at the crown, hold, smile on the face. Exhale, relax the shoulders, relax the chest, open the palms on the knees. Keep your eyes closed. And allow yourself to have this moment of experience with yourself. What is your somatic experience right now? In these open spaces during Kundalini Kriyas, this is the space you get a glimpse of your real self. Only when you have a slight flavor in mind can you find pieces that match it. So acknowledge this space. It is non-verbal, but yet you can feel it. It is uncanny. You cannot deny this feeling. This is you. And if each one of us can connect into this authentic feeling, it'll become more and more easier to drop these masks, these armors. Beautiful. Slowly come lying down on your back just for a few minutes. Arms by the sides, palms up. Let the energy settle in the right spaces, in the right chakras. All you have to do is breathe, allowing the belly to rise and fall freely with your breath. Please take a deep inhale. Exhale out through the mouth with a sigh. Take another deep inhale. Exhale out through the mouth with a sigh. And one more time, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. On the next inhale, please raise your arms overhead, stretch yourself tall in opposite directions. And then exhale and draw the knees in towards the chest. Rock side to side, massage the lower back. And then begin to rock back and forth on the spine. And gently rock yourself up to a seated position. All right, let's do this amazing meditation. I wish we had longer time to practice this for at least 22 minutes or 31 minutes, but we'll make do with what we have. So we'll do this for 11 minutes today. You're going to bring your right foot in front of your left ankle. So your left ankle is back. You're going to place your right foot on the floor with the right knee bent. And you're going to wrap your arms or your palms around the knee just like this, whatever feels comfortable to you. If this feels comfortable to you, great. If this feels comfortable to you, great. You want to make sure your spine is tall though. Your eyes are going to be focused at the tip of your nose. If you have never done this before, it might feel a little strange. You might even feel a little pressure at the frontal lobe, but that is natural. That's what we want. We want to pressurize the frontal lobe. So your eyes are focused at the tip of the nose. Your eyes are 1/10 open, 9/10 closed. Okay. Now you're going to make an O mouth. And you're going to pulse your navel and breathe through the mouth like this. Your pumping of the navel is in rhythm to the mantra that's playing, the Har mantra. Har, Har. But you're not chanting, you're only breathing through the mouth. Beautiful. You're pulsing the third chakra. You're pressurizing the lower chakras. It's almost like you're creating a pulse that can clear out, that can allow you to shed some of the somatic memory from the cells of your body. Even if it feels challenging, keep repositioning yourself. Keep trying. You will get the hang of it, I promise you. The trick is in the rhythm of your navel. Make sure you're also inhaling so you don't run out of breath. Beautiful. If you are on the moon cycle, You can still do the pulsation, but a very gentle one. But keep your eyes still focused at the tip of the nose. We can still get the frontal cortex secreting. Keep going, strong breath. Once again, feel that rhythm in your body. That pulse at the navel is moving energy from your lower chakras into the heart. And once the heart starts to process the subtle information in your body, it also begins to simultaneously open that lock on the heart cave, on the heart chakra. Allow the heart to do its job. It'll open up, but we need to send the pulse from the navel, from the third chakra. Last few seconds. Inhale through the nose, suspend the breath, and tighten every cell, every muscle, every nerve in the body. Tight, tight, tight. Facial muscles tight. Clench the jaw, arms, everything. Tighter, tighter, tighter still. Exhale out powerfully through the mouth. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. Suspend the breath. Tighten everything. Spine. Squeeze the spine. A little more. Powerfully exhale out through the mouth. 1 more time. Deep inhale through the nose. Suspend the breath. Tighten everything, every muscle, every cell, the skin, fascia, facial muscles, scalp, spine, everything. Tighter still. Little more. Squeeze. Squeeze. Powerfully exhale out through the mouth. Relax the breath. Relax the posture. Close your eyes. You can open your palms on your knees or bring the fingers into Gyan Mudra. Heart, throat, navel. Feel all these 3 spaces for yourself. Once again, the space is not interpretable by the mind. It cannot understand or articulate this experience. But that is the power of these techniques. They will create a somatic experience for you. that has already done the work that it needed to do. All you have to do is acknowledge it and receive it. Breathe. And now slowly place both your hands on your heart center. Every moment of your past is important to shape your present. But to shape and craft and chisel your present and your future, you have to make conscious choices. Send a long time sunshine prayer to every person who was instrumental in creating your past. Whether it was joy, love, support, or it was pain or struggle, irrespective, send them this long time sunshine prayer. Please take a deep inhale. Exhale. And let's inhale deeply to begin. You can chant along or you can just listen.
May the long time sun shine upon you and all loves around you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you and all loves around you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you and all loves around you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on.
Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Rub the palms together and bring them to your face. Bless yourself. You're the only one who can truly bless yourself, nurture yourself, love yourself. Beautiful. Relax the palms down. If this is the journey that your life is seeking, if you want to learn how to be a teacher to yourself and have the tools, the techniques to be able to change those structures that are holding you or imprisoning you, I invite you to look into teacher training, the level 1 Kundalini Yoga teacher training, which begins in September. We are passionate about bringing these tools to people. And I keep reminding people that teacher training is not just so you can be a teacher to others. In fact, you can't be a teacher to others if you cannot be a teacher to yourself. So that is the journey that we take through 9 months, clearing, releasing, resolving, surfacing and resurfacing, holding each other, teaching each other how to love, how to be. So if that calls you, please don't hesitate. Don't let anything stand in your way if it is your time to shine, to be yourself, to find yourself. Thank you for joining me today. Satnam. Thank you.